Hi guys, so recently I unboxed the new collection that Spellbinders has on their website. You can find it in some other spots too, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. It was the Classic Mouse Christmas collection. I think I showed you the new dies that would go along with the base, like Classic Mouse set, and then some papers and things like that. So today I want to come back and actually use the die cuts, some of these new items here. So two new die sets, and I will say on Spellbinders right now when I checked, and it depends on when you're watching, this one was sold out. This one has like a ton of dies. I just went ahead and brought out just a few dies that I want to use today. In the initial unboxing video, I'll link in the description box. I showed you everything that is included there. And I might use these letters from like the Classic Mouse alphabet, and then there's a Classic Mouse numbers add-on. It comes with the exclamation point, the question mark, I think an @ and maybe a hashtag symbol. So I might use those today, but I'm not sure. So I just put them on here and I just put out the word joy with an exclamation point, possibly. But today my focus really will be on using this die set that is still available on the site. It's kind of funny. It was there, it was gone, it's back in stock, so you can get the add-ons that go again with the main die set to make your classic mice, I guess, your Steamboat Willie here. And, you know, I don't know what they called the little lady. It's essentially Minnie, but, you know, they have different names. But anyway, this is sold out right now on Spellbinders site. A lot of times I will link to scrapbook.com. There's other places you guys know. I'm sure Simon Says. Is that what it's called? Why can't I remember that? Simon. But anyway, other sites that you can grab these guys. But I will link them here in the description box. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. With a collection like this, like to Spellbinders, they'll say, you know, Classic Mouse Christmas Collection selections. And then if you click on that, it'll show you all of them. If they're available at Scrapbook, I will do the same. And I will say that they initially did send these items free of charge for my review. And of course, all opinions are my own. So, having said that, one more thing I want to talk about is when you go onto the site, let's say you use my link, and I would super appreciate it. You pop over there, you're looking at, you know, this little add-on set. There'll be images down at the bottom of how, like, people on the design team or, like, myself, sometimes my images are there, which is really fun. I think in September, this September, they used a lot of my images in the club kits, which is kind of fun. Not the best photographer, and to me that's just not what I do. I do this, you know, but I do include images because that's what we do. We send them over, and sometimes they use them in their advertising and stuff. There'll be all these images, and along with those you might see something like this. Now for this set, it looks like this, and what I do is when I see the little image, I click on it, you know, it makes it a little bit bigger, and then I right click on the image and I say open a new tab, or I say save image, or whatever you want to do, but you want to get it out of that spot, because if you keep clicking there, it just kind of expands and gets smaller and all these weird things. You want to open it in another spot and then print it. Just go print, you know, whatever your computer does, and you'll get something like this. They do it kind of often for a lot of their sets. Sometimes this goes away later on when the item gets to be older, I've noticed, so I don't know why that is the case, but if you're interested or you think you're going to get it, I would definitely at least download it, right? And if you don't want to print it out yet, just save the image. And so this one's showing you how you're going to put together the little hat and different things for your Classic Mouse sets, okay? And then this is the original one that is under the Steamboat Willie Duo dies. Again, they're out of stock, but you can still click on there and you can still download this if you haven't, if you already purchased it, or, you know, I don't know if they offer it on Scrapbook or not. So you're going to want to get those. Very cute, very well, I think, detailed, right? And then again, there's also actually two things you can print out with Steamboat Willie Duo. The other one is a set of images with the different hands and like what they can do, so you can have like different ideas of how you might want to pose them, right? Because they came with tons of little arms and different things. So today, I think I'm going to do what you saw in the thumbnail clearly. Probably the head popping out of this little circle thing, maybe a little piece of his body. Or I think last time I made the girl one, so this time I'll go ahead and do Steamboat Willie. I did bring out the little ornaments, I think, to decorate this a little bit. We'll see. And then these pieces. So I'm going to need to grab a card base. I will say the papers that go along with this, the 12-inch papers, have sold out on Spellbinders also. Oh, and they are running their fall sale right now, guys. Big fall sale. They do it every year. It's always a really great sale. So that one's going, I think in November is another time when they do a really big sale. But right now they started their fall sale, and I perused it a little bit there, and it looks pretty good. So I will link a link to that too if you guys are interested. They usually run their sales for like a week or so. All right, let me start somewhere because we got to get to all this good stuff. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this card blank that actually just came from a card kit. So it's an A2 size card blank. If you're making your own, you know, there's different ways to do this, but 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4.25, just your basic card base. And then, you know, I have this paper still sitting here from the other day. I used it. So, oh, this is so cute and kind of classic, but in a different classic kind of way. Oh, the little, maybe this one. Well, there's going to be a lot of green if I use that one. Oh, this is cute. Okay, let's use this guy. And I like matte layers that show the card base a little bit. So let's go with this one. And we'll do 4 1/8 because that's what I like. By 5 3/8. Sorry, there's something over here I left facing up and it's like shiny and it's distracting me. Okay, so I have to turn that away. By 5 3/8. And I will definitely keep this for something else. I mean, honestly, you can even make a rosette with this. Go ahead and score it every 1/4 inch, cut it in half, you know. Oopsie. I would cut it in half, then glue it together, and then you can turn it into a nice rosette. So I always hold on to all our smaller papers. And I haven't brought anything out that has to do with the dies yet, because, you know, I'm going to have to grab quite a few colors for now. Let's just stick this down. I would really love to use that lettering for Joy. I think that'd be really cute. So we will check that out. Okay. So let me grab, obviously, black paper, white paper, all these different, you know, things we want to do. Maybe we'll start with the wreath. How about that? That way I can kind of get that going. So for the wreath, let me grab these things. Again, this set is currently sold out in Scrapbook, but hopefully they'll bring more in. I mentioned that they had a stamp set, a Mickey one, and I was like, that's going to fly out. And sure enough, I think by the time I put the video up, like the next day, it was gone. People always buy up the stamp sets. Just some paper. I don't have to spend too much time on this. This can be black or silver or gold, whatever. You're only going to see this little bit. And then just run these through some fun colors. Kind of keeping it classic, so I'll probably do like reds. I'll probably do this in black, and then that way I can do like a gold, you know, set and maybe some red, so gold and red. And then this guy, I'm going to run through some green paper just like this. Okay, so I'm going to put my green paper down, put this on it, and tape it down so they don't move, run it through. Okay, so I did run that through red glitter, which is unfortunate a little bit because it's not going to show like the embossed areas. But let's see what we have. Cute. Yeah, so these guys will definitely have the embossing. I think the 6 will do. I'll use all 6. Very cute. And then this one, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of the embossing, but not really. I mean, there's like a little star in there. And then I don't even know. I think this is the one with the little ridges like that, and that's the heart. But that's okay. All right, so I have to run this one through a couple times to get 6 of the bases. And then I just wanted you to see, whoopsie, what this other piece looked like. Okay, so I stuck it down so that we can run it through and end up with a wreath. I mean, you can definitely just make the circle. And there are also inlays, so it can say something. You can mix and match with the inlays from like the first set. There's another set that has circles in the Classic Mouse collection. But anyway, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, this is going to be adorable. I'm not going to stick these down quite yet, I don't think, because I don't really know where they're going to go, depending on when the little body, you know, pops out here. So all I'm going to do right now is take a base and glue on these little bits. And I'll be right back. Okay, and as I glue this down, this one I think has a particular look to it because if you glue it down the other way, it looks upside down like this, but I guess it depends on the angle. But see how it's kind of rounded this way? That's what I chose to do. Okay, so I have that. So I have these pieces here. And I will say, if you're not making your mouse, you know, the girl or the boy or however, if you're just using this, you can definitely just make it look like Steamboat Willie, right? The more feminine features are over here, but basically the face by itself looks just like Steamboat Willie, so he can be facing left or right until you start adding some other features. Then you're like, okay, I got to do something different possibly. But so right now I want him to face out that way. I think that looks cute. So it's this one. I know it looks like it'd be this one, but when you hit this die, it's going to be reversed, right? So it's this one. And so I need the little, it's kind of interesting how this one, how they made them slightly different. even though it's pretty much the same thing. But anyway, so I'm going to use that and that. And okay, so there's different bits. This goes under the tongue, if I recall. Actually, it's right here in front of me, so I can always see that. So that's under the tongue. And then the little eye area, this is all black. So that eye that gets popped out, just run through some kind of creamy color paper. I think I'm going to put little arms in here, so let's do that too. And then I think a piece of the body might be showing. So I'm going to use this body piece here in case we need it. But only a piece of that will be showing, possibly. You don't even have to do that. You can just put the face, you know, in the little wreath. So those are very basic things. So black, creamy colored paper, red, black, and black. Okay, so that's all how I'd run those through. And then we have these little guys. And let's see. So these hats are definitely facing one way or another because when you cut it, it's cut out for the ear, right? So for me, I think I need to use, let's see, this hat? No, this one. Let's see if it goes like this. Yeah, it just seems counterintuitive, but it's this hat, I hope. If it's incorrect, we will come back. So I need to run that through some red paper, and then this is the accent for that hat, so I'll run that through some white paper. I don't even know that he needs to be wearing a scarf or anything, guys, because this is pretty much all. I just want him to be popping out like this. I don't know that you'll see the scarf is what I'm trying to say. I guess it doesn't hurt anything if I want to run it through, but there are two different scarves. You know, one's going one way, one's going the other way. I'm just trying to see if I'm getting the right one here. I think it'd probably be this one. So, again, you can mix and match these things. It's not the biggest deal. So maybe I'll run that through also some red paper. Okay? Just so we have his little scarf. And, I mean, that's it. So I'll be right back. Okay. Then if I ran this through watercolor paper, because it has a little texture, I thought, oh, it might be good. But it might flatten out because of the pressure from the machine. But there's still a little bit of texture on there. All right. Okay, so let me get all the pieces out, clean up a little bit, and then we'll get this assembled, and then we'll see how we want to put it all together. Okay. I love it because it's so cute and so quick to put together, to be honest, like the little face and everything, especially right now since we're not doing most of the body here. So I'm going to put that on the back, get this little piece popped in there. Okay, and then I guess I'll put it on here. This guy. And there's definitely, I mean, obviously it goes where it goes, but there's definitely a little embossed area to show you where everything goes. Right there. And then this guy would have this little something there. So there, and just down here. That is so cute. And I think, and I hope maybe, ooh, let's see. Was I supposed to do something? Okay. That's interesting. So this is supposed to go way up on his head, like there. See how it just like fits right in? So really towards the top of the head. A little glue will fit there. So you're basically writing that, just that edge of the ear. It's gonna go up here. And I'll keep the whole body for now just to show you, but I wasn't looking to do that. So we'll put the little body on, you know, I guess there. And then you would dress up the body, of course. Have his little arms. Which now let me think about it. Ooh, maybe I was supposed to... Should I have glued that in? Let's say maybe. I should put this on here first. And then this back here. Just because I'm not sure that I could get it in there later. And probably same thing with the little arms. Does that look right? Does that look right? Hold on, I want his little arms. That is so cute. I mean, they can go down like this too, right? So let me think. I like the little arms up, but you know what? I think it's meant more like this, right? Kind of thing. I'm not gluing that down quite yet. And I'm just going to chop off the rest of his little legs. Sorry. We don't need them, and they're just going to get in the way. So I'm going to come back in here and just kind of boop, cut that part off. And something like this. And I promise you he won't look naked, even though he does right now. And then we have this, and I'll put the little knot on. Now it has two pieces, they're on the same die, so I mean it can give texture like this, or you can run it through two different colors, right? What I want to do is see how I need to bring this over here. That is so cute. I like his little hands kind of floating free too. Oh my gosh, cute. Okay, let's pick up his body a little bit more like this. Okay, I'm gonna hold this together like this because I like exactly the way it looks. We'll see about the hands in just a moment. But I'm gonna put a little glue back here. And very little, as you can see. And then some in here. Start holding this down. And now behind my fingers, nothing's there, but that's all right. Something like this. Oh my gosh, he is so adorable. And again, you know, this might have been something that's supposed to be down at the bottom, so you put the little bow or whatever you want. I'm not paying attention to that. That's not a big deal for me. He has, okay, let's say this guy's down here, and then maybe there should be like a red one. That's why I didn't glue his hands down, and I didn't really glue behind him either quite yet. Another red one over here. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, you guys. I guess I should leave that up to you guys to say, but I'm just building this up and I think it's really adorable. So, another gold one over here. Just kind of making them here and there, you know, as I'm sticking them down. So it should mean there should be a red one kind of behind him. So we'll do that. And again, I didn't really glue down behind him, so that way I can squeeze that in when I needed to. And then a gold one that probably you wouldn't even see, to be honest. But let's, since we have it, we'll try to make it a little bit visible. Under there, maybe a little further back. Yeah, too much. Too much, too much. Like that. You guys. I mean, oh! And I didn't even stick his hands down. And you know what? I might not. Like that's so cute that they move. Okay, perfect. And then, oh, he even has his little scarf, right? So let's see. Maybe we move his little hands more this way. For a little scarf. Can you wear the scarf? I don't know. I don't even... Whatever, we'll put it on. But I was not planning on it. Something like that. Okay. I'll hold that closer so you can see. It's kind of coming off his little neck. And honestly, if I wanted to, I could probably pick up his little head and stick the scarf underneath a little bit. That might be better. Let me see, because I didn't really stick that down. So let's pick that up. Okay, come on. There we go. Just so it's coming out from under his little face. I think it looks cuter. Oh my gosh. Adorable. What do I have on there? That glue? I don't know. Okay. And then I want to use the words joy, possibly. So I'm just debating if I should do it in gold. Or is it going to bring too much gold from here? Or just black, which is always classic. I don't know. Well, I'll ponder that and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, that is too adorable. Okay, let's see. Oh, I think that's the... I'll have to make sure it's not the part that fell out of the O. So let me just make sure that's the right piece. It is, right? Yes. Okay. And then, you know, I kind of want to make it a little bit playful. I mean, you can make it kind of rounded going up around here, but I think it's fun to just have something like this. So basically the O and the Y should be kind of centered. I mean, right? I don't know. I did want it to be a little more playful, and then when I arranged it, then I was like, eh. Seemed a little too uptight, but okay, let's just do that. Cute. And that is our card, guys. Again, I mean, the die set, the way they put it together is so easy to work with to make this little guy. You think it has a lot of detail. I mean, it's literally like 3 pieces, right, for the basic face. It's crazy. And then everything else is obviously extra and dresses it up and makes it adorable. But all of it, even the wreath. I mean, there are other pieces if you want to do a little more, or you want, you know, berries and those kinds of things. But I did the ornaments and they came together really fast. And it is so cute. Oh my gosh, guys. Thanks for watching. I will have him just come up. Look, I mean, I didn't even glue down his little hat because I thought it was cute with that little texture or dimension. The little arms. Obviously, I don't think the person's going to try to grab it, but they do. They'll say that they move. So basically, there's glue under his body and there's glue behind his head, but just not... The arms are just back there and they're trapped in that way. They're not going to move up and down. They're just going to move side to side really more than anything. Cute. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I will have images coming up. I'll have the links there as appropriate in the description box. Like I said, they are having their fall sale right now. You can check that out. I'll link that too for you guys. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.